another episode of Jabroni Sports. Welcome to our Week 4 NFL Recap episode. Getting things started this evening. I am your host, AJ Firstenau. You can find me on most forms of social media at AJFUERSTENAU. Joined tonight, as always, by...
I am at It's Your Boy Gonzo, and you can find me on Shopko's website. It's
Shopko.
It's not active. You can't actually make purchases, but I can still log in.
You can log in.
And I can check.
Is it Shopko.com?
Yeah.
How many Shopkos are left in the world?
None.
Like 4?
Fewer every day.
No, none. They all closed.
Really? Isn't there still one in Kenosha?
It's still there, but it's not active. You can't go in.
I was going to say...
Yeah, don't say this is America. I can do what I want, okay? I'm going in Shopko
Johnny,
if I want to.
You don't leave Kenosha very often. I'm pretty sure you probably think Radio Shack's still in business.
Isn't it?
It's not.
Yeah, it's open right next to Circuit City, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. See? He knows.
Johnny goes shopping. He's a man of the people.
Yeah.
So, yes, joining us, as always, co-host Johnny.
At GBabyLaFleur. Follow me on Twitter, bitches.
That's and nowhere else.
Nowhere else. Just Twitter. I have like different social media accounts. Please do not follow me. Don't look me up. Anything. If you want to follow me, only Twitter, please. At GBabyLaFleur.
All right, and then so eventually Johnny's going to get doxxed. Basically, is what I'm pretty sure is going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Johnny is so private now.
I'm afraid after that hot take that Devontae Adams isn't a top 10 receiver.
I'm surprised you didn't get swatted after that.
I'm going to get Packer fans on my case.
I'm surprised that they weren't at your door. Because as soon as the words were out of your mouth, there was a horde in the studio ready to attack you. Like, you say he's top 10 or I'll punch you in the mouth. I'll fight you right now if you can't tell me 10 guys off the top of your head. That was a
That's
big,
how it went.
that was a big.
We have audio proof.
It was a big moment for us. But you know what? We've recovered, and I like to think that we've moved past it. And you know what? We're better for it.
Yeah.
And so, also joining us this evening, our guest, Tyler Link.
How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. Not good enough to plug my social, though.
Okay.
Trying to stay off the grid.
Should I censor out your last name?
I have terrible takes. Yeah, censor that out. Can I get a beep over that?
You got to talk to post-production over there.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll work on it.
So this is our second guest in a row is maintaining a low profile, all right? You don't need to know who they are on social media.
Or where to find them.
Yeah. This show is it is a shooing, all right, social media. Everyone else is trying to get their brand out there. Our guests, no, we want our guests in here with no profile.
That's how you build demand, though.
Yeah.
You take it from the people, and then they want it. So
they're like, what's this guy's deal? Why doesn't he want to be known?
Like, no, I want to follow.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
this is how you create hype.
Yeah, you're the new man in a log cabin in the woods, basically. You're the millennial version of that. Do you like make your own meals over a fire each night?
I can't confirm or deny that, actually, because that's giving away the brand.
Okay,
if I give it away.
All right, that's fair.
I guess we were not here for an interview.
Some things are best left to the imagination. All right, that's fair. That is fair.
Can we do shout-outs? I want to do a
shout
shout-out to Conrad.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Conrad. Appreciate the listen.
You guys else got any shout-outs?
Nope, just you.
We could shout out. I'll give a shout out to my guy Christian Maine who made our logo.
Nice. Shout out to Harambe.
Shout out to Lace God for making our instrumental that starts the show. And that's those are the people that we've paid money to help us. And but that's all the shout out. Shouts out to GB Pack TV.
Oh yeah, shout out GB Pack TV.
In the other room. I don't know.
That's recorded in Studio B.
Yeah, Studio B.
He's quarantined. He's quarantined in Studio B.
Can you hear us from Studio B?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No audio is on in Studio B. Not a lick. But in Studio B, there is some fun going on. I heard there's going to be a double episode, little double dip this week.
Oh, GB Pack TV, double episode.
The sister station? GB Pack TV?
Located just down the dial.
Yeah, just down the dial under G for GB Pack TV, which you'll type on your keyboard. Anyways.
Not too far from J.
Am I calling him with a rotary phone?
Just the H in between. What is the H in between? It's right there.
Okay.
Pretty close.
It's fantastic. All right. While we're at it, can I do like a reverse shout out? Can I do a come on Stitcher? Because they still haven't fixed Jabroni Sports.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day.
If you're looking for us on Stitcher,
we are Jabroni Sports.
Yeah.
JAB.
But they haven't updated us.
No,
they just
won't
updated with old
publish any of our.
episodes.
Yeah, they won't publish any of our new episodes, and they also won't change our name that they fucked up. But
I went back and read all the emails. I never misspelled it.
Nope.
They just started calling us
Jabroni Sports. So yeah,
Toni.
I just picture
Jabroni.
I just picture somebody like they're with their friend Tony, like, hey Tony, hey, they just keep like nudging them, and like Tony's like, all right, man, I get it. Like,
That's gonna be our new podcast. New podcast. We start off Jabroni.
Yeah. So to our Stitcher listeners, thank you for tuning in to Jabroni Sports.
Well, they still can't turn in. There's no new episode.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So if you're on Stitcher, fuck you.
we're gonna
Get with the times. We're on enough other places.
Get with the time.
Chill the fuck out.
We'll be on Stitcher soon,
hey,
guys.
let's shout it out. We're on YouTube. We're on Google Podcast. We're on iTunes.
Yeah,
we're on radio.com.
You said you wanted to do shout-outs, Johnny, so you invited this.
Follow us on Twitter. Did we say that already?
Yes.
on Twitter at Jabroni_sports. You can email us at jabronisports.
At Gmail.
Wait. Jabroni Sports at Gmail.
Yeah, jabronisports at gmail.com.
At Gmail, Jabroni Sports.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Do you guys have a Jab Tony?
We do not have
just
no.
to catch the
We
overflow.
don't have that one set
We
up.
might as well make one now.
I was gonna say, just in case people are reaching out for that.
Just what the people asking us to sponsor their sports cups or talk about their sports cups on the show.
Man, we got to get that sports cup guy
Hold
back.
on, don't mention our advertiser who's not actually advertising us yet.
Well, they're just cups. That's all people know.
I was going to say, I haven't really given a whole lot of information or assistance in purchasing them.
If you're looking...
Did you know that cups exist that have things to do with sports?
Boy, I'm sure sick of
Been to
dumping
a
this.
bar ever?
If you're looking to sponsor us...
I'm sure sick
You
of
live in
drinking out of my
Wisconsin.
hands.
You live in Wisconsin. Have you been to a bar once? Like, okay, you might be aware of the existence of these.
If you want to sponsor us, you can go ahead and reach out to us like Sports Cups has.
Yeah, sorry, sports
Dollar.
cups.
We can get Dollar Shave Club for men. I'm sure that could be a sponsor.
Yep, that would that's perfect.
Yeah, we definitely don't have any
SeatGeek.
sponsors, but I can tell you...
Yeah, SeatGeek. That's the other one.
I can tell you that the other day I was feeling sick, but after I took a nice tall glass of Emergency,
I
was
think
not
we're gonna
feeling
get the
sick anymore.
sponsorship.
Are they like? Is that our target demo? I feel like that's like responsible adults, and our target demo is slightly below that.
I mean, you guys may not be getting the Emergency money, but I am. So
You guys should go Natty Ice. I think that would be right up your alley.
I don't know if that's on brand for us. It's below us.
They're missing on each side. They're missing on each side. Yeah, we need something in the middle. Okay,
We're more of like a Miller High Life.
That'd be I
There you
like
go.
that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's about where we're
Classy,
at.
but here to party.
Yeah, exactly.
we're the Champagne
We're here-
podcast.
We still got that. Hey,
Champagne of podcasts.
we still got that gear if we need to. Miller High Life. I don't go there all the time, but I still could if I wanted to. All right, guys, I got no smoother way to make this transition, but we gotta talk some football.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
football.
no. I gotta pull out my notes.
Oh yeah, we're a sports podcast.
Yeah. I know. I do this.
It's not just horning yourself up for
I do this every
sponsors.
week. Yeah, we just stroke ourselves for the first 10 minutes.
Hey, can we
And then I'm like,
and just
hey,
end
chuckle
it.
fucks. Can we get back on topic of the thing that we were here to do originally?
Yeah, we're just trying to get sponsors.
Can we talk about the great community work that the Bengals are doing?
Yeah, the Bengals 0-3 this year. You're probably listening to this, so maybe they're 0-4 or...
I say we are recording this during Monday Night Football, as per tradition at this point.
Yeah.
But as a Bengals fan, I
Fuck
like
Monday
to...
Night Football.
We're making
It's
a
trash anyway.
We are protesting Jason Witten's commentary from last season.
Oh.
All right, so that's why we're still not watching.
I'm still protesting Turd Ferguson or whoever they got up in the book.
Booger McFarland?
Yeah. He's Turd Ferguson to me after he told the story about... He told...
His name does sound as made up as Turd Ferguson, though.
He told the story about
No.
pooping his
Yeah.
pants on the sideline.
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Yeah, last season during a game, he told the story. He's like, "Well, when you get in those situations, you just go. You don't run to the locker room." And he's like, "Nah, you just let her rip." He's like, "They're less likely to want to guard you then."
That is true.
I'm like, that.
He had to
that
be
was-
joking, right?
It seemed like he was pretty serious.
I was going to say, I don't know if the Monday Night booth last season was capable of humor.
No.
So I don't think it could possibly.
Jason Witten was up there making political commentary like, oh, geez, guy, could you not?
Also, Jason Witten was up there being a CTE truther.
This is what it looks like.
I don't think it's that bad. All this head injury talk. What's your name, Joe? Whatever.
It's week 17. We've been at this forever.
We've
You
been
met my
doing
kids.
this for 4 months.
You've been to dinner with me every night with my wife.
I forget.
I feel fine, though. I don't feel a day over 45.
I'm going to go back to playing football.
I'm ready to get back out there. I don't think that's a CTE talking.
Maybe somebody should stop him because he probably is back because he has CTE.
Me and AJ talked. Were we talking on here about potentially having a rule where you reach so many concussions where you can't play anymore?
Yeah, they got it.
They just retire you.
They got to set a number.
Well, I think that's what doctors do, right?
They should be.
Not NFL doctors.
Why is Jordan Reed being allowed to continue trying to make a comeback? Why are there not people telling Jordan Reed no, that's we're done here.
Well, he doesn't have anyone around that cares.
I don't think he does.
No, that's proven.
they just sit him down.
Nah, bro, you should go out there and get another year.
Get that money. Get that money.
Yeah, he is.
Your uncle needs a Range Rover. Bought one for your mom. Now, Uncle Ricky needs one.
Jordan Reed is Hulu has live sports. That's just his entire existence.
Yeah.
Is Hulu has live sports.
Yeah.
Has he got that?
But he's just
that's what his contract is.
Getting that money. That's all he's doing. Getting that money.
He shows up, gets hurt, gets paid.
Not
a bad life.
Another day, another dollar.
Not the worst gig if you can get it, for sure. All right, so first game of the week was one of the best games of the week. The Eagles came into Lambeau. Carson Wentz played well enough. The Eagles' run game was pretty damn good. And the Packers had some interesting play calling inside the red zone, and specifically on the goal line. So Philadelphia came in, won 34-27. What did you guys take away from this one? This game was dense.
The Packers can't fucking stop anyone from running the ball. They haven't done it at all this season.
They had to because they've been in the lead. That's what I took away from it. The first time we were trailing, then you get to see what that run defense can do, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure Mike Pettine has never heard of a base defense because we were in nickel and dime the entire game. I think Blake Martinez was on an island by himself in the middle of the field.
Well, they were running dime.
Blake covered 20 yards.
The Eagles would have 2 backs and 2 tight ends, and the Packers would come out and dime, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Maybe they just don't have enough
safety.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why, Dallas Goedert's not going to beat you deep? Do
they have enough linebackers?
I actually don't know. I think Orton Burks was hurt. He was out, and then what's the other dude? Tyler Summers, I think.
Yeah.
And he didn't play. He's a special team stud, but that's about it.
I just think they're trying to play a positionless defense, and I don't think it's working because he just keeps throwing random guys out there, and it's. I don't understand.
Maybe
I
just don't got the guys. I think it's what it is for the Packers.
That's probably part of it.
And their best asset, they're really good in the secondary.
I was going to say exactly.
Yeah, great in the secondary.
Let's not just dunk on their defense in general. I think the secondary helped. Wentz threw for 160 yards.
Yeah,
that's not. They were getting the job done. There wasn't a lot of people running free against the Packers secondary all night.
So maybe they thought our best players are in the secondary. Let's put another D back out there. Maybe that was their thought process.
You faced Jordan Howard too many times to let him destroy you like that.
I'm serious. I don't think they have a base defense because it took them until the fourth quarter, with 5 minutes to go, for B.J. Goodson to get out there and stand next to Blake Martinez, and he looked lost. He was like, oh.
He had the whole game.
He looked at Blake. He's like, tackle him now. He hasn't got 5 yards yet. Do I take him down? Because he's an edge rusher. He doesn't do that.
Yeah,
he looked lost.
You can't have him playing a zone. He's like, what's
Yeah.
mine? Who's the one?
And you just see Preston Smith dropping the coverage on Zach Ertz. What a play call. Never saw it coming.
The second best tight end in the game. That's fine. You've never really done this at any level. Now go ahead and do it against a perennial Pro Bowler. Figure that out. Good luck. But don't get beat, all right?
I can't have that.
I think another thing I took away from it was simply I really don't trust whoever the Packers throw at their number 2 wide receiver position.
Like I
there's
said,
guys that show hope, but it's really Devontae Adams is good, but you need somebody to complement him. Like, every great wide receiver has somebody next to him. Like, Jimmy Graham's, like, okay in the red zone, but, like, I need them, one of these guys to step up, or I don't know. I don't want them to waste more draft picks on wide receivers. But
Jimmy Graham probably lost a touchdown for going for a one-handed grab.
Like 4 times.
4 times. He just kept...
he got 4 catches, and then he was just like, don't need it.
I got one out of the way.
Why do I need my left hand?
Now it's time for the highlight catch, all right? I already got the one for the stat sheet. Now it's the one for Jimmy, all right? That's
What was he doing? Why do so many wide receivers nowadays go for the one-handed catch and when they could go for the two-handed catch?
Yeah, but
I sound like an old man right now.
It's like the OBJ effect, though.
Yeah.
Like, you want to make the cool catch. Come on, like it's the internet age. You want the catch that's going to get shown a million times.
I sound like an old man right now, but it's
maybe
true.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
maybe they're trying to.
Whatever happened to just snagging it and tucking it away like a loaf of bread? All right, that's what I want to know.
Maybe they're trying to protect themselves from falling on the ground and getting CTE.
That's
They're trying to like brace themselves with the other hand instead of catching.
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Extend your career.
To kind of like to grow your point even further, like it's been one of my biggest complaints about this Packers team since before week 1. And now with the news today, Adam Schefter reported that Devontae Adams is likely to not play this coming Sunday.
Yep.
Not a huge surprise. Kind of figured when he couldn't return to that game in that situation, probably there's missed time on the horizon. Packers are going into a week with Marquez Valdes-Scantling as their number 1 receiver.
Whoa, Gmo not? No,
No, he's around. He's around.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters, but he's around.
That's your starting set. That's the pair right there.
Jake Kumerow's finally going to get some run.
We're gonna see a lot of Robert Tonyan out there. A lot of 8-5.
Yeah, I talked to Zach about this, and you know who would really maybe look good in one of those places is Trevor Davis. Fresh off a 2-touch, 76-yard and a touchdown game for the Oakland Raiders.
No, gotta keep the hometown kid, Jake Kumerow.
You gotta keep the pride.
Probably not an NFL player, but he's white.
He's friends with Aaron Rodgers. That's all that matters. Keep the quarterback happy. We've heard it all summer. Gotta keep the QB happy.
I was like when that happened, I'm like, I don't think Trevor Davis is awesome, but I'm positive he's better than Jake Kumerow. Like, I've seen enough at this point to be more optimistic about Trevor Davis's
You know who would look really good in that spot? Antonio Brown. Come on, Packers fans.
Oh, God, no.
No.
He really fits the Green Bay Packers.
The culture.
The culture, yeah, for sure.
Him and Aaron Rodgers would get along great. I have no doubts.
It's like a brand new Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, that's just a couple of chill.
I don't know. I hear that comp all the time. Like,
cool, laid-back guys.
Just wants to farm in his off time. That's all I hear.
That's very simple.
Now we just got to go out and find a James Jones.
Loves to do commercials for tourism for the state of Kansas. Things like that. Just they're very similar in that regard as well. Huge fans of that.
Those Jordy Nelson commercials were great. Can't you guys just sign Jordy Nelson?
No.
He's probably out there, eh?
He's not good anymore.
He's not going to help.
But he's got that mental link with Rodgers. Maybe he's something.
What if Jordy looks like Gronk? What if he's all emaciated and skinny now? Maybe he hasn't been working out and he's just been eating kale. Nothing but kale.
He's been working on the farm. He's probably strong as ox.
He's wiry.
Yeah, he's probably stronger. He's
working out harder now than he was when he was playing.
He's wearing a pair of Carhartt gloves on the field now. He's just ready.
In regular jeans.
Oh, shucks, I must have missed that. Why are you super southern now, Jordy? I don't understand.
That's flannel on New Jersey.
He's just pouring sweat. It is just a waterfall of sweat coming off of Jordy Nelson. But he refuses to take that flannel off. I don't get it.
So, definitely bring him back.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have more than one white wide receiver, I think, unless you're the Patriots. That's the rule.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to be real quick. Hold on.
Bill Belichick disagreed.
Yeah.
Hey, did you play lacrosse?
They were starting Chris Hogan and Julian Edelman as their top 2 wideouts. Belichick just came out every game with a big smile on his face. He was like, how many touches can we get Rex Burkhead today? That's what I need to know.
Remember when he was 3rd, 4th string running back on the Bengals?
Yep. And now he's like a thing on the Patriots.
Well, he's a thing that's hurt.
Well, he's a thing for 6 games a year.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Like all the white skill position players on the Patriots.
That's the beauty of
They're hurt a lot.
That's the beauty of the Patriots, though. None of them matter enough to ever pay them. They're all replaceable.
But
nobody ever notices when they replace them. They just think that was the same guy. Just a random white guy.
Yeah, Deion Lewis just became James White and no one said anything. Like, it just kind of happened and we just accepted it and moved on. Because it's the Patriots. Like, we don't care. It's they're the evil empire. The familiar people to hate need to be there, all right?
Yeah.
So, hopping back to the Packers game here.
Oh, yeah.
Any final thoughts before we move on to, the rest of the league here at large? Or?
I'm glad Jamal Williams said the only thing he hurt was his pride.
That was a huge relief because that play looked nasty.
Yep.
I mean, he's in concussion protocol, right?
Yeah,
like, he
for
has
sure.
to be because he was unconscious.
That's what I said. I was like, he may think nothing, but his pride was hurt. But I got news for him. Like something else. I think your brain got a little hurt.
You'll figure that out when you forget your grandkids.
I think there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Nah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good to see that he's at least. I mean, he's going to make a recovery in terms of football.
I mean,
do we have another running back on the roster? Because they
Dexter Williams.
Yeah, but he was a
man
scratch for that game.
Yeah. So
Danny Vitale was the next guy up.
Danny Vitale played.
Yeah, he played.
Is he a tight end though?
No, he's a fullback.
Fullback, yeah. For
sure.
Yeah. I think
right.
part of the reason Dexter is a scratch is because he's not a special teams guy. So if he's the backup running back, though, I would assume that he'd be active for that.
So
this is why he's.
This is why he made backs.
Yeah, this is why he made the team.
And the game plan required two backs.
For
Because you
sure.
could tell there was a difference as soon as Jamal went out the first play.
Yep.
It's like, all right, contingency plan? Yeah, Danny, hop in there, bud.
Because Aaron Jones can't be out there every play.
He even looked mad. Like, he was just like...
Because he instantly had nothing. And it was 2 minutes into the game, and he's like... All right, I guess I'm running a lot today.
And then he's like pacing himself. He's like, can't burn it out. I see goal line, but can't burn it out, man. I gotta save this. Gotta put this one away.
Gotta wait till those touches matter. I guess for me, what did you guys make of the LaFleur experience in Game 4?
I'm on the record. I hate LaFleur, so I mean,
really?
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick. Yep.
No, I've had that since the start of the season.
What for?
Because he didn't. Well, I don't want to misquote you, but it's essentially because why would you bring in the Titans offensive coordinator?
Yes.
That's
same question I had with Mike McCarthy when he coached the 2-12 49ers. Why did you bring him in as your head coach?
Diamonds in the rough.
No.
That's the backer way right there.
I'm sorry. Bring in a defensive guy and kind of let Rodgers just pick the offensive guy. Just let him be happy.
Just let Aaron Rodgers be the coach.
I mean, essentially.
So he's just going to do it like what LeBron does for the Lakers?
Yeah, LeBron-Ty Lue situation.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it's going to work. That probably is how you keep everyone happy.
Like, oh, yeah, sure, this is your team. Okay, yeah, whatever.
That might have been why they did it, though, because the guy with more tenure is not going to listen to Aaron. So the fact that it's a new coach, he can kind of, Aaron can almost, bully him or push him into what he wants.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can see that they're trying to meld together. It's kind of an awkward relationship, but it's... Offensively, I think it's fine. I'm just terrified of that rush defense. That was awful.
Yeah.
There was just gaping holes everywhere. They were running out of shotgun, and all they were doing was that outside zone where there was 9 gaps to choose from.
Everyone, every time they ran the ball, I for the life of me couldn't understand why Philly didn't just lean on that harder sooner.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching the game, and I'm like, every time they run, they're gashing them.
Yeah.
Don't they have less depth, though?
Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, I feel like is a.
I thought Miles Sanders was hurt.
Yeah, and they have Sproles. Yeah,
I thought a couple of those guys were hurt.
They got Clement still too.
I was gonna say no, they're plenty deep at running back, and they were legitimately. It felt like the floor was 8 yards every time they ran the ball.
At least
it was absolutely
sounds like Johnny and Madden.
Both running backs, and it was partially because both running backs looked great, and also Carson Wentz looked so ordinary. Yeah. You could tell early on he didn't have it. He wasn't going to have an electric game or anything.
Yeah.
And the only person getting open for them consistently was Ertz. So, why wouldn't you just pounded him with the run sooner? But
I think they kept feeling like it's not going to work this time. There's no way we're going to pass it.
This is the time they're going to send a run blitz now. They have to, right?
Carson's looking at the sideline. He's still in dive.
I just handed off to Jordan for 6 yards again.
Still RPO? I mean, I guess. Yeah, fine. I won't hand it off this time.
I'll pull it. If you make me, I'll throw once, I guess. But for me, the run defense must get fixed. Must absolutely 100% be fixed by next week. It's 3 straight unacceptable performances in a row. It's gut check time. It's gut check time on both sides of the ball. You're going to have an offensive performance without Aaron Rodgers. And your defense at this point, I think their pride's been wounded. You know,
Yeah.
they were kind of the early season darlings. Packers defense was getting a lot of positive press.
Too much.
And giving up 34 points at home on prime time in an island game situation, that's embarrassing. It feels like they got exposed.
Yeah, I think Packers secondary, I still think, is one of the top secondaries in the league. But you got to stop the run, man. So I think their offense was actually fine. They scored however many points.
6.
They scored more than that. I forget the
don't
final
know,
score.
however many.
27. They
yes.
still got 27 points. I just think that defense, man, that run defense, you got to figure something out. They just got demolished on the line. And if you're going to be overpowered and turned into your bitch on the line there in the trenches, then it's not good.
That whole last drive of the game for the Packers, though, would have been totally different if they had Devontae Adams.
Sure.
Yeah, but still, I'm saying they shouldn't have been in that situation,
Yeah.
period,
Agreed,
because they let in
agreed.
so many rushing yards.
Yeah, if you want to be a great team, you shouldn't be in that position. I
Especially-
mean, we were still down to the goal line, and it was just a bad ball.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was still really close, considering.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's true for both the Packers to have been very, very close to pulling out a win and have played pretty poorly for most of this game.
Yeah.
Like when I watched the game after the final pick, like I was like pissed and it sucked. But I literally said like a minute. I was like, Eagles deserve to win.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles probably outplayed the Packers for 75% of that game.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, so that's a formula for a road win. So I think to me, I'm chalking this more up as a good win for Philly than a bad loss for Green Bay right now. Like that's where I'm at with it. But I can see how like it's hard to have that perspective in the moment, perhaps. But that's definitely where I've come to it now.
And there is
It
teams.
was more of a must win for Philly. Also, they were 1-2. If
Yeah.
they lose there, they go to 1-3. You're getting pretty close to season's over already territory.
Yeah, especially with Dallas. Yeah.
So like there was I think they came out a desperate football team, and you know sometimes that's a dangerous thing, especially with a coach like Doug Peterson who's creative enough to actually do fun things and like has a penchant for making offensive guru type plays and
It was a rivalry game for him.
playing against his old team.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of holding these field goals.
I was just thinking
Brett
the entire
never gets
time. There's teams in the NFC with even a stronger run game than the Eagles. And imagine when the Packers
yeah.
run into
Yeah.
a team like
Yeah,
the
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Next
week,
Yeah.
we'll see next
How
week.
about next week against the Cowboys?
It's gonna be-
That's what I'm saying. Like
not gonna be pretty for the
that's what I'm
Packers.
Unless they
saying.
jump out early.
It's
yeah.
not the next week's not a get right game, and they're not playing the Dolphins. This isn't like that's what I'm saying. This is a gut check, right? Because if the Packers play like they did on Thursday this next week against an angry Cowboys team, like I think it's going to be 2 straight losses for Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You said it, brother. Can't
For
wait.
sure.
Can't wait.
What about that other one of those other NFC North games? That
Which one you want?
Chicago and Minnesota played a game of football.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
trash.
They
You want to see how to not play the quarterback position?
by definition they did play a game of football. Both teams would get the ball and try to do things with it, and most of the time it didn't go very well for either team. 3 different quarterbacks played in this game, and they all were pretty bad.
Who was the worst?
Kirk Cousins for sure.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Kirk
he was
Cousins.
bad.
Kirk Cousins.
I don't know if he's got guaranteed money. What the fuck are they going to do?
What can you do besides
You
keep
got-
trotting
yeah,
them out
you gotta
there
ride
and
it.
hope for the best?
Do what they're doing right now. Yeah.
So bad.
Maybe you try to
though.
get him to switch to an upper teeth mouth guard. Anybody notice that? That drives me crazy when he just tucks that little thing into his bottom lip.
Yeah.
That's where it's just like that's not protecting anything. I feel like.
He
What
just
are
got
you
he's,
doing?
he's,
Yeah.
he's just got a little chewing.
Yeah, it's just snooze. Yeah, every single drive is just a new packet.
He's got to hide it from the NFL.
Just chill. Yeah.
He liked how Steph Curry chewed on his, but he's not cool enough to pull that off, so he went for the tuck it into your lower lip approach. That's why he went for the digger.
How many plays did Trubisky even get?
Trubisky was on the first drive. I think it was like the 4th or 5th play.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't even get a chance to establish himself as the worst quarterback in that game because he went out early.
He was-
so it's
I mean,
just
he was
like,
two
Kirk,
for-
he just passed the baton to Kirk, and it's just like this is you now, man.
Hey, what is the story with Aldon Smith or whatever?
Alden.
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith.
I was gonna say, is Alden Smith in the league?
Oh man, that
Maybe
was
that
my
was
guy.
a Freudian slip. I don't know.
No,
Total
Aldon
white.
Smith used to play for the Niners, right?
Yeah, he went crazy, and Roquan
Yeah.
Smith reportedly went crazy. That's why I'm saying it's a Freudian slip.
Oh, yeah.
Total white man pronunciation. Aldon. Aldon.
Alan Don.
Aldon.
Aldon.
His dad was Al. His dad's dad was Don. It's Al Don.
I get it. I respect it.
But hey, hold on. Before Trubisky went out, he was a hot 2 for 3 for 9 yards. That's right.
So quarterback of the game.
He was averaging 3 yards per attempt.
On pace to move the sticks.
I mean, not quite, but if they go
Hey, you
for it
get
on
4 downs.
if they go for it on 4,
You need
sure.
3 yards down.
He was man. This game was. I watched every time I tuned in. I would watch, and it would be like a 30 or 40 second, just like there's no like crowd noise. A play would happen, and just like boom, like gain of 1. Like all right, I'm gonna. I never watched this game. It just had no life to it. There was like the Vikings never looked capable of scoring until it was like garbage time. Like. The Vikings offense was honest to God one of the most pathetic performances I've seen.
Or is that just like a huge indicator that the Bears defense is unconscious?
Yeah, and I think
it's incredible because like they get up to the quarterback every single play. There wasn't a time that Kirk wasn't backpedaling or sidestepping or getting bumped by somebody. Which I don't know if that speaks more to the Minnesota's offensive line because I know they tried to patch it up in the offseason. Not looking so great so far. But, I mean, still the Bears.
Hold on. It hasn't looked great, but, like, Dalvin Cook's still one of the top runners in the league right now. Like
they've been better in
so they have to
run game than pass pro.
The pass pro has been what's killing them. But, again, like, it's tough to say that it's their line because the Bears do it to everyone.
Like that Bears defensive line is amazing. Their whole defense is just outrageously good.
It's one of the most stacked defenses, like, at all 3 levels that I can remember.
You want to run the ball? They got defensive linemen to stop the run. You want to try and pass? Khalil Mack's going to get to you. It's tough.
It's no matter how like their front seven's really strong, like insanely strong, and then their back end is like very good also.
Yeah, new Brian Urlacher, Kwiatkowski out there.
Yeah. There's just there's a lot of talent, and Pagano's doing a pretty good job coaching them up so far. This division's going to be really tough because then you have the Lions who. Were just barely beat by the Chiefs in a bizarre game.
Wait, let's not go away from the Bears game. I got one point. Who was the guy who subbed in? I forgot his name already.
Chase Daniel.
2 first names.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Don't trust him.
Should you play him instead of Trubisky the rest of the year?
Well, what's the injury on Trubisky?
Whoa! Hold on.
Just wanted to ask that question.
Play him the rest of the year. After he played a game, he wasn't even that impressive. He was okay at best.
I think that Bears defense looked the best it's looked.
I don't think that has anything to do with Chase Daniel, though.
Yeah.
I think he actually
I don't think he has some magical energy.
Hold on. Hear me out.
His aura.
Chase Daniels was able to stand in the pocket, scan the field, and hit a wide receiver. He looked a lot better than Trubisky.
That's true. He actually got to a second read.
Exactly.
Trubisky, if it's not there, like his pre-snap read isn't there.
That's it.
It's over.
It's tuck and run or throw it away.
Time.
Okay.
It's interception throw time.
Chase Daniels,
But Trubisky is your franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
You can't torpedo your locker room this early in the season.
Yeah, I would agree that you keep Trubisky, but I'm saying that Bears offense looked better with Chase Daniel in there than Trubisky.
So then, the leash is short then, right? Because if Trubisky goes out there and he's just throwing pick after pick, people are going to start booing, and Chase is going to come in.
Yeah,
for sure. But I think right now, that's pretty far down the road.
What is the injury status? Like, what's...
I think he's probably...
I think they said non-surgery. It sounds like it'll be a couple weeks.
It's his off shoulder, too, which helps.
Well, they have one game, and then I believe they're on bye.
They play the Raiders this week in London, and then they're on bye. So it's about the best. Like, you for sure don't play him in London, and then you see where he's at after the bye week, is what I would assume. Kind of makes a lot of sense for him at this point in the season. Like, why rush him back for a game against... Although Raiders did beat Indianapolis to get to 2-2 this weekend.
I don't want to. Is that how we're transitioning?
Well, no. I'm just saying. I'm saying it's not a complete guaranteed win. Like the Raiders have a couple wins. Like the Raiders' offense is way better than I thought it would be. I'll say that. Like the Raiders' offense looks pretty good. Tyrell Williams is doing the job as a number 1. Darren Waller has emerged for them.
He looks good. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs looks like the real deal. Like
real deal.
The Raiders, like if AB would have like stayed there and not been a fucking crazy dickhead, like they could have been really good on offense. Honestly,
didn't Derek Carr get
that? Yeah, because if Derek Carr had AB to take like that much more pressure off of like pass rushes and the other receiving options, like they could have been really good.
Yeah, because I couldn't even like was Tyrell Williams option number 1 out there.
Yep, and they're still like moving the ball.
No, it's Waller.
But
probably. Yeah,
we're at that, but it's
wait,
1A and 1B.
Didn't Carr get hurt?
I don't think he was one of the many quarterbacks that got injured over the weekend.
I thought he came out of the game.
I think I saw that there was Glenn on time. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah,
saw.
yeah. That's
So
right.
I saw that.
He was warming up at one point. That's true.
Okay.
What other quarterbacks got knocked out this week? There is
a lot.
There was a few. Oh, that's right. Dwayne Haskins made his debut.
Yeah.
But that just
to mixed success. I'll try to be nice.
better than Casey.
Keenum?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was. I'm pretty sure he was very similar, if not worse.
They
More
went
exciting.
pick for pick.
I
They
think
were
Dwayne
going
Haskins.
for
Yeah,
it.
Dwayne Haskins threw 3 picks. He was 9 for 17 with 3 interceptions.
That's
So,
pretty good.
Okay,
I
sure.
think so.
You said 9 for 13 with 3
For
picks?
17.
9 for 17 with 3 interceptions.
I was going to say, if he has
9
9 for 13, I'm like...
Over 500.
All of his passes went to someone except one.
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, no, I guess there was a lot of backup battles this week. Matt Stafford is just getting old. His hip hurt him at one point randomly in the week. I remember he was questionable to play all of a sudden for no reason.
Did we want to break down that game?
I thought up until this game, I thought the Packers was the game of the week. But then this game happened, and yeah, this game was a ton of fun.
This game was wild.
It was so weird.
It was one of the weirdest
It's
games.
like 37 fumbles.
Yeah.
And then concurrent reviews,
Yeah, they
too.
just kept giving the ball to each other, and then there was massive plays. The Chiefs scored the most innocuous 100-yard touchdown of all time. Only 4 guys kept playing. And,
Yeah,
the
I've
whistle
never
left-
sking that happen because it's always like
They blow
and
it
they
down.
blow the whistle
Well,
dead.
there was no whistle.
But the guys
Yeah.
just kept going, and they're like, well, "That's a touchdown!"
It's
Yeah,
it's
good
the
work,
same,
boys.
That same referee crew got butchered after last week because they blew something dead that was clearly a fumble, and that was going back.
Yeah,
for
that was
6.
the
So
Saints
this
game.
year they're just or this week they're just going to be like, nope. Everybody
that's
just
what
run.
you should
just
do.
Run.
But we've noticed that they've started to do. There's 2 things that replay should do, and they've been good about it.
Be done.
Well,
Give up.
number 1 is err on the side of the thing, calling it the way that lets you auto review it. So if it's a potential turnover, make it the call where it's the turnover, because then it prompts an auto review on a change of possession. So in situations like that, make it easier. Don't make teams challenge whenever you can. And then the other thing is, I think they're sticking to the original call way more often this year. I've noticed that it takes a ton
Has
to
there
get
been
something
any?
overturned.
Has there been any pass interferences that have been overturned yet?
1 or 2.
Yeah, there's only been a couple.
They are doing their damnedest to make it irrelevant.
And then even still, when it does happen, everybody's still like, wait, what? It was just that one shouldn't have been. Yeah.
I just think they should. I think me and you talked about this, AJ. That eventually it's going to get to a point where the thing that people want and the thing that makes most sense is do away with it and get it to where it's like a referee's opinion.
We're kind of we're rapidly coming back full circle on replay. People are I want to enjoy the games again.
Yeah.
I really miss.
But then how long is that going to last? And then people are going to be slowing it down on their phones. Be like, look at this. This is so obvious. You stole a championship from me. We're taking you to court.
But that happened last year with the Saints.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just it's gonna come out back. Everybody's gonna have a problem no matter what happens.
Exactly.
So let's at least make it enjoyable.
There's so much subjectivity in football. Anyway.
So let's make it clip long.
Yeah,
I'm sick of waiting. I'm like, oh fuck, that's gonna be a review.
Well,
God damn
They
it.
shouldn't have the actual refs there making that call. Why don't they just have someone in the booth who's on that 99-yard return being like, oh, gotta look at this. And then by the time the guy gets to the goal line, he's just like, yeah, that was a fumble. And then we don't have to spend 4 commercials.
The ref just gets it and is like, hey, okay, confirm, cool, done.
Let's go.
Is it like what's the briefcase game that was on NBC where they have the guy
Deal or No Deal?
Deal or No Deal, where they got the guy that you can't see, you just
The
see a
banker?
shadowy figure.
They should put the call on live on the loudspeakers.
And they just have the banker in the modified voice, just turn over. Oh shit!
That would be awesome, actually.
That's what they
The
get
play
for, That's what they get for talking trash to the banker last season. If you'll remember, they have a long-standing feud with the banker. He just becomes like Vince McMahon from WWE. Look out for the banker.
Hey, that'd be great for Goodell. I mean, he wouldn't be the heel anymore.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, Goodell needs to get like a stand-in heel. That way he can be like, guys, if it was up to me, but the banker won't allow it.
Well, I can't overrule him.
He's the purse strings of the operation. He's got all the money. Not me, poor Raj.
Could you imagine the stories that would come out about who the banker actually is?
It's Jerry Jones. It would be Jerry Jones.
Damn it! Did you read our fan fiction? Son of a bitch. All right, keeping it rolling. We're gonna blaze through the rest of the league.
Jerry Jones is one of the poorest owners.
Is he?
Yeah,
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Did not know that. Jerry Jones, you're a broke bitch.
Yeah, he's broke as fuck.
So yeah, I still don't know if the Lions are for real or not, though. That game didn't do anything to cement my opinion of them either way.
KC looked weird too.
Yep, exactly. It was it felt like a weird game.
Well,
so
in case they had 1,000 fumbles.
Yep, I don't know what to take from a game like that.
I'm just glad Matt Patricia's off his little hoverboard bike thing.
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there moving like
the knee lift rider thing. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was awkward seeing a head coach, and then the week he was struggling on a crush.
What I took away from the game is, this might sound kind of lame, but the Lions showed a lot of heart in that game.
Nerd.
I mean, they showed a ton of heart.
All season. I think
there's plays where you'll see other teams get 12 yards and it's a wide open receiver. He catches it, gets out of bounds, or gets tackled. When the Lions have to get 12 yards, they throw it to a guy who's covered for 7 yards. He has to break 2 tackles and just get 12 yards. So the way they gain yards every play, they're so much heart. That's what's getting them a little bit better than they actually are. So they're playing with more heart.
Well, it helps when you're winning early too.
Well, and I think
if they were 0-3, I don't know how that would look.
Yeah, but that kind of talk, playing with heart, that shows up in the turnover battle.
Yeah,
and they forced so many turnovers this game. So something like that little extra effort, that shows up on a stat line.
They all picked up.
They were without Darius Slay in this matchup as well. So one of their biggest pieces in the secondary was hurt.
Big deal.
Yeah, so the Lions' defenses look pretty real. They didn't get torched by KC. 7 of those points are that weird fumble turnover play.
Yep.
They played pretty well against Mahomes for the most part, honestly.
They got that Peanut Tillman punching the ball out. They got that down.
They got a lot of peanut punchers.
They went to the peanut school of punching.
Yep.
Punching.
He was referenced after the first forced fumble.
Of course they would.
Yeah, I was say if you had an over/under on which fumble, if you picked one, you are correct. You hit the exacto. The first fumble, they said Peanut Tillman is somewhere smiling right now.
You should have got royalties on that.
Yeah,
If you punch the football on the football field, you have to pay me money.
The peanut punch trademarked by me, Charles Peanut Tillman.
I'm pretty sure he works for
sponsored by Planters,
the FBI or something now. He's an agent or something.
I saw that.
Yeah, right.
They should do the peanut punch every time somebody punches one out. The peanut punch, sponsored by Planters. As they're doing the replays, it shows the Planters logo.
That's easy marketing.
Mr. Peanut slides into frame and just puts down his monocle that is a fumble.
Wait, does Mr. Peanut talk?
He will in our commercials. Yeah. Absolutely.
I just didn't know, man. I thought we were breaking new ground here.
Is he an old mute? Why is he? He needs a mono. That's sad. If he loses vocal cords.
Yeah, I don't think he has the ability.
Oh no! All right, we got to move on. I'm getting sad thinking about Mr. Peanut here.
He can't see that well either.
So
Just out of one eye.
No, his other eye doesn't work at all.
It's even worse.
That's
He
glass
can't afford
eye.
glasses. His head's too big. He can't put glasses around him. That's why he has to use the monocle.
All right.
It works better in his grooves.
And his shell dimples.
You just push it in a little bit and it cracks the shell a tad.
Those dimples are cute. Look at that, all over his entire body from head to toe.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna kind of quickly breeze through the rest of the league here. You guys go ahead and give me a thought. We're gonna keep it brief on these. All right. Titans beat the Falcons 24-10 in Atlanta. One of the weird matchups. My big takeaway: AJ Brown might be a star.
My big takeaway is I don't give a fuck. The Falcons suck and the Titans suck. They can try and tell me they're good or try and have a couple good games, but
that's
these teams at the end of the day,
that's a couple teams.
Neither one of these teams matter.
There are a couple teams that could get 500.
Yeah, and do what?
That's
win in the playoffs.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Mariota's the only quarterback to not turn the ball over so far.
That's interesting.
That's unbelievable.
That is.
And that's the only way that they're going to continue to have success.
Given how
because he's so conservative.
Yeah, he's so inefficient anyway.
That's the thing. At least you get that from it. That was my takeaway from how they were able to win this game. Because otherwise, if he turns the ball over at all,
their margin for error is razor thin.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. So moving on, another game where there is. Oh, this is one of the ones where the starter was knocked out. Patriots 16, Bills 10.
Wow.
Josh Allen was knocked out late. Got a couple Matt Barkley drives to try to win it. For
Matt
Buffalo.
Barkley fucking sucks.
Matt
Barkley might be one of the worst people I've seen play quarterback in years.
Hey, he might be a nice guy. Okay.
No,
Great personality.
he went to USC, so he's probably a douchebag.
Yeah, you're right. Patriots special teams continues to win games for them. Another blocked punt for a touchdown. That's the second consecutive week. Pretty big in a game that ended up being decided by 6 points. So even when Brady doesn't play well, New England finds a way to win on the road because, of course, they do.
Yeah. Is the Patriots offense good this year?
We go through this every year. It doesn't matter.
It will be.
They're not trying yet.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
It will be. It's fine.
It's a division game.
Yep, they won.
They're familiar with each other.
Yep, they won. That's all they need.
They beat the Dolphins this year, so this year they lose to the Bills.
The Bills were also 3-0, and they were at home in front of like one of the most fired up crowds they've had in a long time.
Yeah. Bills Mafia, baby.
This wasn't going to be a game where New England stomped somebody by 30 points. Never going to happen.
I said last week, if the Patriots were to lose in the first half of the season, this would be the game.
So,
the Bills are a division rival. They know them well, and
their defense.
terrible.
Their defense is really good.
Defense is good.
Bills defense very strong again.
Yeah. And who they have playing running back? He had a good game. I can't remember.
Oh, Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. Oh yeah, Frank Gore.
Boy.
Frank Gore.
I always forget the Frank Gore.
That newbie, that young up and comer. It's hard to remember.
I can't remember his name.
All the kids love him. Yeah.
I think he's got a bright future ahead of him though.
I think so.
Probably another 30 years.
Yeah.
Hey, future Hall of Famer, probably.
Should be. Absolutely.
100% agree.
Raiders beat the Colts 31-24 in a game that we mentioned briefly.
I don't understand sports.
What?
The Raiders shouldn't win a game against the Colts. Colts are a better team.
This week was so random.
This was.
Yeah.
It really was. Mm-hmm. This was kind of the bizarro week. This was a terrible week for gamblers. This was an absolute...
Or a great week for Gamblers.
Vegas.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
Vegas made a lot of money this weekend. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of parlays not hitting. But yeah, Raiders offense looked really good. Colts defense was concerningly bad, and they fell to 2-2 as the Raiders improved to 2-2. Chargers Dolphins, as per tradition, will not. I mean, the Chargers beat the Dolphins 30-10.
We don't need to talk about.
We've shit on the Dolphins enough. Right?
We do it every week, so I don't think
You just comment on which jerseys they wore.
Yeah,
Be the most exciting thing. Oh, the throwbacks, those look good. Yeah. When they're all teal with the throwback logo, yeah, it looks pretty good.
Josh Rosen did lead a touchdown drive in that.
Hell yeah, Josh Rosen had a great first half.
Yep.
And looked okay in the second. Not very good actually.
He looked horrendous in the second.
He looked
half.
below average.
Yeah, okay.
Not sure. Come on, just below average.
It was tough. Another tough day at the office. Yeah, we talked about the Redskins. The Washington football team Giants game. Giants won 24-3 in a game that was pretty much over midway through the second quarter.
Yeah,
it was like 17-3, and Washington just never moved the ball. Another kind of weird game. Giants won a game they had to win. Got back to 2-2.
Danny Dimes looking like Eli Manning in a W out there.
Yeah, Danny.
One touchdown, 2 picks. That's an Eli Manning stat line if I've ever seen it.
His 2 picks were on back-to-back throws. If I'm not
That
mistaken.
sounds exactly like Eli Manning. He's like, did I do good, Eli?
That's more
I'm
like
so
it.
proud.
Throw 2 more, and then I can get in there and throw something.
That's the way we do it. High five. You run too much. You got to stop doing that.
You're gonna get
Slow
killed.
down.
Another one of the shocking Sunday scores to me was Cleveland walking into Baltimore and just blowing them out. Beat them up front on both sides of the ball. Came out with a 40-25 victory.
This is the Cleveland we've been waiting to see. I feel like
This is
what we got hyped up for.
This is your AFC Championship game, Cleveland.
Yes, this very much is, and my Chargers too. They whooped the shit out of Miami.
As they should.
Yeah, beat the shit out of who you're supposed to beat the shit out of.
So both your 2 teams are now up to 2-2.
Yeah,
you got a pair of 2-2 teams.
The Chargers needed more points against the Dolphins. Remember the tiebreaker this year? It's just how many
bad
points
did you beat the Dolphins?
how many points you beat the Dolphins by?
What if you don't play them?
Well, then they even better, because if you didn't play the Dolphins, then you don't have the win that they take away at the end.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, Patriots are going to lose too.
Yeah, you better be good against other teams too. All right.
But I thought it was an interesting game. Baker looked really good. Not really good. He looked okay.
I think the best he's looked this year.
Best he's looked this year, but still not to where I thought he would be.
Yeah.
But Jarvis had a hell of a game. Career
high
day.
Jarvis Landry in a game where OBJ had like 20 yards.
And then got a concussion at the end of the game.
As he should. It's football.
Jarvis.
As is tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Like, great game. Hey, you got a concussion, but that's gonna
Hey,
happen.
in the fourth quarter, when it doesn't matter, how about you get injured?
Great game. Why don't you see your way to the tent?
Oh, that's for me.
I don't know where it is.
But big win for the Browns.
Yeah, so last week, past 2 weeks, we were all talking about how the Ravens have this division wrapped up. Does this change your mind?
Nope. Not even slightly.
You still think the Ravens got it wrapped up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not gonna say that anyone has it wrapped up because I don't think either of them are good enough to like have it wrapped up. I think this division is won by a 9-7 team, and it happens pretty late.
And it's gonna be ugly.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
It's an ugly division. Yeah.
Yep.
Unless the Browns can live up to this hype that they had all off season.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be just a.
I think the Ravens might surprise a few people. I think this is like one of their first bad games. I think they'll come back. Like, because even they lost to the Chiefs, but they still played really well.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'll bounce back from this and like I think this is 2 in a row, right? Because they played the Chiefs last week, so I think they'll bounce back and I think they'll look good. I just like that. I like Lamar too much to think that they're bad. Like, I think that he can carry them to a lot of wins.
Also, the one thing for both of those teams, they have 4 games against the Bengals and the Steelers.
Those
so
are dubs.
That does help. The division is significantly softer than usual.
But you're not going to escape without some injuries in those games. So that's the bad thing about playing those teams.
That's where AB went crazy, is the injury last year.
Yeah, to my knowledge, nobody is paralyzed yet in this year's Bengals-Steelers game, so it's off to a good start. Solid first half in the books in Pittsburgh tonight. So that's what I always look to see in those games.
I thought you were going to say just from the waist down, because that'd be a W2
Absolutely.
in that game.
Yeah, I'm sticking by the Ravens. Still got this division, but like, I think we both predicted the same record for the Ravens, like 9-7.
But they won
Browns,
the division, 8-8.
Browns like 8-8,
Yep,
7-9.
it's going to be something like that, where it's just a taffy pull all the way to the end. And it's just, here we go, another AFC North clash. All right, first team to 20. Let's get it done. Like, well, that's what it is.
I mean, if they play a game like this, I'll tune into this every week.
Yeah.
Like 40-25.
Yeah.
Let's get some points up. Let's see some explosive plays. Like, I'm in for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many of these yards that Jarvis had were air yards, or if it's this typical catches it 5 yards downfield.
He had a couple where he
caught it down
Yeah.
the field beyond
Yeah.
10 yards. Well, that's good.
or he just caught it and took it further, is what I meant. Yeah, he's just like, thank you for this, and then ran further down the field with it.
That's his classic MO.
There was
yeah.
one. There was a long one I remember seeing, but like
He is a yak man.
Yeah, he's a yak guy. For sure.
he did outrun himself though, and he tipped over.
Yeah,
And he got concussion. So that's what happened.
probably right there. Yeah,
He's like, I'm not supposed to be down this far.
He's like he like stumbled for like 20
He
yards.
just ran into the goalpost. He's like, I've never gone this deep before.
couldn't keep his balance. Continuing kind of the trend of weird, Carolina went into Houston and beat the Texans with Kyle Allen 2-0 as the starting quarterback now as well.
Deshaun Watson had an off day.
Deshaun Watson had a really off day. DeAndre Hopkins got shut down, and then Deshaun Watson answered the reporter's question as to why, basically, in the press conference. Did anyone else see that?
No, I
No.
didn't.
I already did like a huge breakdown on it.
He basically, he explained why they didn't take more deep shots, because the reporter asked that, and then he was like, "Do you know what coverage they were in?" And the reporter got like, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, no, he's like, "No, I'm serious. Like, do you know what coverage they were in?" He's like, "Okay, well, a lot of the game they were in cover 6," and he like explained what that means. And he's like, sometimes there'd be a buzz, which means this Eric Reed, the safety, comes up between Kuechly, the middle linebacker. And like, he was like breaking down, like, he's like, and if this happens, like, I gotta go underneath. He's like, if this happens, I gotta go underneath. He's like, the safeties kept dropping deep the whole game. He's like, one time Reed jumped up, DeAndre hit him on a double move, I missed him. That's on me. Second time, same thing. Will got deep, I missed him. He's like, that was it. There was 2 shots. Every other time they dropped deep, and there was either 3 guys deep or there was 4 guys deep. Sometimes there was 6 guys deep. Like he went into that. He's like, so that's why that's what they were playing, and that's why we had to try to beat them with double moves and outside. It was one of the best football answers ever.
Yeah.
And I like. Because on Twitter, people were like, Deshaun Watson 1, reporter 0. And I was like, but that's what the reporter wanted, though.
Nobody's just
He
willing
answered
to
his
give
question
Yeah,
instead
like-
of just like, oh, we'll get him next week.
Yeah. Because I'm like, a ton of like the people that I follow on Twitter, like who are reporters, were like, that's the, like, I would kill for that answer. Like, I wish that people gave me that. Like, you never get something that usable.
Yeah.
Because, like, we watch the game and we have, like, a basic understanding of the game, but we can't understand exactly stuff like that unless the players clue us in. Like, that's the only way to, like, know some of that stuff. Because sometimes they'll be on Twitter like, oh, so-and-so missed an assignment here, and then somebody will clap back, well, actually, this would be this look, and they're, like, this is the guy who needs to make that. Like, it's it, because, like, we think we know so much about football, but as far as, like, the actual, like, minutia of it, the players could be such an asset to helping fans become more educated, which I think is a good thing. I don't know. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's the most information we got from a question in that post game presser since like someone asked Bill Belichick a question about special teams.
Bill was like,
so why did the gunner outrun him? Okay, here we go.
Oh,
this is right up my alley.
Bill like flips out a folded camping chair, like sits down,
unbuttons his hoodie.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to cut these off.
I think I might take the hoodie off and stay a while. But, also, Christian McCaffrey's on pace to maybe have the most scrimmage yards of all time. So I think that's notable. He's having an okay season.
That fantasy pick paid off
for
anybody.
He is on pace to break Chris Johnson's record, I believe, of like 2,500 yards. He's on, like, he's got a ridiculous amount. It's like 750 yards through like 4 games or some crazy shit. Like,
he's good.
He's extremely good. And as long as Kyle Allen is the quarterback, he's going to continue to get 30 touches every week.
Yeah.
So
they hitting him out of the backfield too. Like, is Kyle hitting him out of the backfield?
He had 10 catches in this game.
I bet you Kyle throws such a catchable ball out of the backfield because you ever notice like Cam just like lasers it when they're 3 yards away. And
McCaffrey,
chill.
Hit your hands. It's like they're all broke.
McCaffrey, this would kind of speak to what you're saying. Also, I think he had 10 catches on 10 targets. So he caught.
That's what I'm saying.
When's the last time
they're all
caught
backfield
all of his
throws.
targets?
Yeah,
even so though.
Yeah, still.
Cam's gonna throw some heaters in.
Cam smokes people in the shoulder pads and the helmet. It's just and then he's like, hit you.
Yep.
Hey,
it hits you in the like feet, and he's like, you gotta get down.
That's a drop.
Did you see that?
That's a drop.
Did you see the stat of how many rushes other people have on the team?
There's one guy, Reggie Bonifone has 4.
4, and
nobody
that's
else has any.
No one else has a single rushing attempt.
He just barks at him and like, get out of my way.
And I know all of Bonifone's were in blowout. It was all like a garbage time last drive. Early, it was like week 1 or week 2. But that was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, McCaffrey has been in every single offensive
Curtis
snap.
Samuel, he'll get more touches than that dude.
Yeah, that's no for sure. But he is the Panthers' offense, but he's still worth the price of admission most days. He's super fun to watch. Another batshit game. Tampa Bay 55.
What the hell was that?
Los Angeles 40.
This is Jameis Winston being Jameis Winston, I guess. Like,
The
he
Rams
really ate him up.
The Rams defense gave up 55 to
games.
Jameis? What the fuck happened?
He ate up that W.
Yeah.
He did. He polished it off.
He went back for seconds.
Yeah, I'd say he might have had a nice like W pie afterwards.
Only 1 pick too. That's unbelievable.
It was
for Jameis.
ridiculous. It felt like it was a pick 6. So I mean,
But isn't this
Trying to help him out.
Yeah.
Still throw touchdowns.
I mean, it was a 1 possession game late. He didn't want to end it too early. But
I feel like this is what Jameis is. He's either the worst or the best.
Is the quarterback whisperer Bruce Arians getting to him? And maybe
Or Byron Leftwich.
Ooh, offensive coordinator.
I like that.
Oh.
I like that.
Is Jameis going to be good, or is this just a
Nah,
game?
he'll throw 4 picks next week.
I agree.
Yeah, she's like new Jay Cutler. That's all.
That's a pretty good comp.
Yeah, it is.
He's just gunslinging. Just I don't care.
Yep, and he knows he's got the job. Like there's never anyone real behind him.
Also, his motivational speeches are just like the worst.
Oh,
You ever hear those things?
we went off on this for like 15 minutes
when
one
he did
episode.
eat the W, there's like 4 guys that are just like laughing. It's just like,
and the rest of them are
all right, I
uncomfortable.
guess let's go play some football.
Are you ready to play football?
I think he's off.
Like
Mentally off?
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
mean, he's
He's
had
a
a
weird
few
dude,
off the
yeah.
field things already, like
He stole
assaulting
from
Uber-
like a Denny's or something?
Yeah, like assaulted an Uber driver. Like, what are you doing?
He's weird. He's real weird.
His Madden rating and like awareness rating is probably he's like 35 Madden awareness. Like he just doesn't
No
get
idea
it.
what's
For sure.
happening.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Intangibles all the way down.
Also, Chris Godwin continues to be fantastic in a game where he was doubtful most of the week. He had a ho-hum 12-catch, 172-yard, 2-touchdown performance for the Buccaneers.
So what?
Jared Goff isn't good. I'm going to say it.
Like, what is going on with the Rams' defense? Are they just not good, or
How did
they've been good?
They were good all year until this game.
Yeah, what happened? I missed the game. I'm sorry. There's lots of football to watch on Sunday.
No, I didn't watch this game live either.
No, I don't
I
watch
just
any
keep
game.
seeing stat lines like,
Yep.
that's a joke, right?
Yep.
They flipped those numbers.
You got to watch
What
the
is
NFL
happening?
breakdown on
I
YouTube.
kept saying every single time I saw the score, Rams coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rams coming back. And
Until,
then they
until
actually
it was
did.
like 48 to like 37 or so, whatever. And I was like, Hey, what's going on, Rams? There's only like 4 minutes left now. Like,
Come on, you're gonna. I was still like, they're gonna win it.
yeah, they should. It's the Buccaneers. They're gonna blow it. They're gonna choke.
They'll fuck it up.
Yeah, but perhaps the Bruce Arians Buccaneers a little different in the clutch.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
I
a
mean,
6-10 team instead of a 1-15.
Hey, all right, I'll take it. It's improvement. Speaking of 1-15, the Cardinals lost again, 27-10. Home loss to Seattle. Kyler Murray didn't have a very good game.
No.
Arizona did not have a very good game. Russell Wilson played all right. Chris Carson, I saw, had 18 broke or forced or like eluded tackles, which is the most of any running back this year.
No fumbles.
Yep, and he held on to the ball as well. So
This is a great Big Bird match, though.
it is a good matchup of bird teams.
Yeah.
Also a great game for Seattle's offense, where they just lean on the run game. Kind of, you get the lead and then you get out of there. That's a divisional game.
Yeah, this is one of the only games where I was like, yeah, I expected that to happen.
Yep.
It wasn't a random thing. It was just the Seahawks better than the Cardinals and winning the
Seahawks went
game.
up big, and then they imposed their will later on, and that was that. So, Jaguars Broncos. Broncos lost their second game of the year on a last play field goal. This time, Gardner Minshew orchestrating the comeback.
Stud.
I saw a stat today. Gardner Minshew has more fantasy points this year than Aaron Rodgers.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm not happy about it either. But that mustache is unstoppable.
Oh,
So.
that's a pretty great mustache.
Leonard Fournette tried to give him a nickname today. I'm not buying it.
Who did?
Leonard Fournette tried to give Minshew a nickname.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
It was something lame.
Jockstrap King.
Yeah, that's lame.
That's terrible.
You can't have 3-syllable nickname. That's too long.
Yeah, and it
takes
doesn't even
forever.
really make that much sense. It's not like...
I got to know what it means.
It's
Well,
not,
he was like, he stretches in jockstrap pre-game.
Yeah.
Like, just a jockstrap.
Yeah, but like, that's...
So why not
weird.
just call him Jockstrap?
Well,
I like just,
Jockstrap King.
wasn't that your nickname in high school?
Hey, Jockstrap! Hey, get over here, dog! Hey!
I think that who had a better mustache, Rodgers or him?
Ooh.
Rogers' mustache was...
It was pretty good.
It was
Right.
phenomenal. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
thicker.
But he doesn't go into the season with it, because that's
True.
business.
He doesn't
He
commit.
he just does it to get all the images for the entire season. So every Monday Night Football is like that huge mustache, but he can rock a full beard because he's like, I'm not a weirdo all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting porn every single day, so I don't need this at this point.
Just in August.
He just got the mustache pics, then he cut it off.
Yeah, exactly.
He does it every year.
Gotta get the stash picks. It's very important. But Gardner commits to the bit, and I like it.
Yeah.
Also, Leonard Fournette had a monster day. 29 carries for 225 yards or whatever it was.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
He
been,
just broke like one or two big ones, right?
Yeah,
Like,
same.
it wasn't like a consistent thing. He was only getting like 3 yards.
that's
carry
kind of what
early
it's
on.
become with him, though, because in the game against Tennessee, I remember he had like negative 5 yards and then ripped off like an 80-yarder late in that game, and then eventually put together like. You kind of just keep giving him the ball until he hits a home run at this point. It's weird to have like
Yeah.
Leonard
Derrick Henry's like that,
Yeah,
too, though.
like
Yeah.
they're these bigger guys, but they're kind of more home run hitters in terms of like play profiles.
At least later in the game when people are just sick of
Worn
it.
down. Yep.
They're
Like,
too
oh,
outcome
God, I
guys.
don't
you
want
want
to
to
tackle this
wrap
guy
Leonard
anymore.
Fournette up for 4 quarters? Like, that's...
They're the football equivalent of 3 outcome guys.
Yeah, that's... They're up
They're
there
either going to
saying-
get 3 yards, nothing, or they're going to hit a home run.
Yep.
That's it. Those are the only options.
They're not going to get like 10.
Not very often.
No.
No. If they get to the second level, they're probably breaking it. But a lot of times they're running into the line and just kind of like churning their legs for a while. That's Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette aren't making like jump cuts and like doing stuff like that. No, not really.
Like, well, there's a gap over there, but I'm right there. So I was just gonna say
Maybe some guys could shift over there,
Yeah, he just
open
looks-
up this spot.
He just looks at his guard, just pinch those cheeks, bud. That's where I'm going.
Coming right up your backside, pal. Yeah, it's basically how they run. And then sometimes it's there, and you find the crease, and you get 80 yards. Speaking of guys that normally have plays like that, our last game, the Saints 12, Dallas 10.
I don't know what the fuck happened in this game.
For those, defense happened in this game. Lots of defense.
Defense wins championships, right, Johnny?
That's right.
But quarterbacks win Super Bowls.
Quarterbacks win Super Bowls.
Okay, very, very good. Teddy Bridgewater did one of the most game manager games that I've seen in a long time. I think there was a stat where he ended up 20 for 30, and he was like 19 for 22 on throws that were like 9 yards or less. And then he was like 3 of 7 on intermediate throws, and then missed his only 2 deep shots he took and got picked.
Sam Bradford.
Like, it was a lot of working underneath. Yeah, they were not letting Teddy blow the game. I don't know, like, it worked. Like, their defense showed up. They were able to stay on script as far as that goes. They've been able to stay on script that way 2 weeks in a row. That's how they beat Seattle, very similarly.
Sean Payton, just a good coach.
They got 2 down. They're down 2 weeks without Breeze. Like, they just probably got to win 1 or 2 of the next 3-4 weeks now.
I mean, you beat Dallas. You better win them all now. Dallas is good, right?
Dallas is real good.
Yeah, so you should win the rest of these.
I don't think they do.
No.
Who do they play?
This is like a classic trap game or like a letdown game.
Whatever.
Right
I say whoever they play next week. Yeah, exactly.
Unless they play the Dolphins, where they really can take a nap during the game. Like,
They can play the Cardinals.
Oh, it's the Buccaneers. They're for sure going to lose.
yeah,
They're for sure going to
out,
lose.
Yeah,
They're 100. I should hammer this line. Oh my god.
yeah. No, Teddy 2 gloves. He can't throw it too deep. The glove's too sticky.
It's true.
Like, he can't get it off his hands.
He's just trying to not fumble the snap.
Yeah.
In a dome. He's really
A lot of moisture in here.
Yeah, like
Have you been to New Orleans?
it's so swampy.
It's so swampy.
Come on, jeez. But yeah, huge win for the Saints. Dallas, disappointing loss. Like, they just never got going. Dak looked like why I'm not a believer of pay Dak. Like, Dak's not gonna win you a game. Like, because that's a game Dak has to win. You have the edge at quarterback in that game, supposedly, very significantly. You should be able to beat them. Like, you have Amari Cooper. You have these weapons. Like,
You have Zeke.
why are you so conservative in a game where are you that worried about like Teddy hurting you if you don't? I don't know. Like they played a very similar play style to what New Orleans did, and I get it for New Orleans, but I don't understand it at all for Dallas. It made no sense to me why they were
Maybe
as conservative as they
They're
were.
they're playing safeties deep, man.
Maybe they
Not
thought
much you
that's
can
the
do.
way they could beat it. Slow down the game, play at their pace.
Well, that's what they were. I mean, Dallas was definitely okay playing that style of game. I think that's what they're familiar with.
Sometimes you just keep running it and hope one of those runs busts off for a big play.
So
Hannibal's busting through.
that's
They're not giving you the deep ball. They're playing contain out there. They're not letting big plays go. So you got to dink and dunk, and sometimes
Or you got to dunk a dink.
dunk and dink and dunk.
Either way, it's getting to Jason Witten.
Yeah.
It's getting to Jason Witten.
He'll probably fumble it, though.
Well-covered Jason Witten.
He's either going to catch it in the end zone or fumble it.
yeah. Those are the or just catch it and fall down.
Yeah.
Catch him, tip over.
Yeah. Whoa.
It's like a safety can miss him. And just,
It's still.
that's close. That's close. You gotta save these ankles here.
There was a lot of force generated by you there. That was scary. And then I think we can all agree that we really missed the Jets and Niners this weekend. All
right.
As the buys got rolling,
I was a little
I was looking
upset.
for Jimmy G's handsome face out there all week, and I never got to see it
Anybody
once.
got an injury, or not even injury, sickness update with the
With Sam Darnold.
the
Mono?
How's the
Mono? Yeah.
Mono watch?
He's
How's
gonna
it
spleen.
19?
It's like no, it's
He's
a
gonna
spleen
be-
watch.
Wait, spleen. I thought he has
Yeah,
mono.
no, his spleen is enlarged due to the mono.
Because of
so
the
if
mono.
he gets tackled,
He's got
it
a
could
lot.
explode,
He's got a
so.
lot of mono. Okay.
No, mono.
So
mono.
much mono.
Ton of mono, dude.
I had mono. It takes a month because it fucks up something. Like I had mono for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks I had allergic reaction to the medicine that had got rid of mono. So everybody had something.
Yeah,
mono
but you don't
makes
got
something.
a 300-pound man trying to tackle you and explode your spleen.
Yeah, sometimes you do. No.
It's people say in high school.
How do you know what I'm into?
Play rugby.
But no, like I just something when you have mono, something else gets fucked up. It's like your body's got to cover the gap so something else falls apart. That's the way I look at mono.
So
something
Sam-
else is gonna happen bad if you get mono.
So Sam Darnold's basically a zombie right now. Like at some
No,
point.
it's just spleen. His spleen's bad. Yeah, but yeah, basically a zombie, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's been making out under the bleachers, man. That's what he gets.
that's how I got it.
But I was gonna
At
say
28.
that's a lie though because I did see Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember he was at SmackDown
Oh yeah, Jimmy G
with George Kittle
and George Kittle
Yeah.
and a couple other guys.
Dante Pettis.
Yeah,
And
Dante
porn
Pettis.
stars.
They,
no.
Dude, every time the camera was on
George Kittle.
he was making faces.
He pounded a beer every
Oh,
time.
yeah,
Dude, he's a
Powder.
man.
Every time they cut to George Kittle, he was like looking at the camera, like making faces, and he would just slam a beer. One time he slammed 2.
Yeah.
Like George Kittle had to be fucking annihilated. George Kittle, and then New Day won a match and they went over by him. And
Yeah,
he was
they were
like,
celebrating
they celebrated
with him.
with George Kittle. Kittle.
Was that on Fox?
Not
yet.
That was the last one on USA.
I was going to
Fox
say, George
is
Kittle's going to
next
get
week.
For sure.
Seats.
He was there
they're just
wearing
gonna
a
make him.
2001 Rock shirt.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. But George Kittle's the real fan. Jimmy G was along for the ride.
Jimmy G did not look like he knew what was happening.
He was,
Tackle him.
he was smiling a lot, though.
I think he's dumb.
Yeah,
So I think that's what
he was just happy to be there.
Wow, everyone's having a good time. So am I.
I think Jimmy was just enjoying the energy, and that's why he's my quarterback. He's my teammate. Okay.
All right.
Anything else before we get out of here, boys?
Do you think he thought it was real?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
Watch out for my boy Jeff Wilson Jr. next week. He's going to have another
Coming
2 touchdowns game.
coming back from the bye week.
Fourth string.
But he gets all the goal line
He
carries.
just gets goal line
I told him he's
carries.
Matt Asiata 2019.
All right, I want to leave the listeners with a question, something to ponder.
A question.
Tweet at us, get at us. Who is the best quarterback that wears jersey number 80 to 89?
I mean wide receiver.
Wide
Wide
receiver.
receiver.
not
Sorry.
quarterback.
Wide receiver. It'd be more impressive if you
Yeah,
were
for sure.
Was it
Wide
Alan
receiver.
Grant? That's it?
80 to 89 currently in the NFL. If anyone like to tweet us, give us an answer because we've debated this quite a bit, and I don't know if there's a right answer.
We're at a loss.
We really don't.
We're quite frankly at a
According
loss.
to Madden, it was who was it? It was two
Tyler
guys.
Boyd.
And who was the
Tyler
other
Boyd.
guy?
But no, it was Jarvis Landry was
And
next.
Tyler Boyd. Yeah.
So I'd say Jarvis over Tyler.
Well, they were both 84, so I mean, same thing.
Not very good.
Madden knows best.
Yeah, man. That's so Madden. Real quick before we go to break, speaking of Madden.
Break.
Before we wrap up the episode.
Wrap up the episode. I call it a break. You know,
That's-
we're back in a couple
we're
of
back-
days.
We're back exactly.
Man, R.I.P. Joe Madden's time with the Cubs. He got us a ship. I really appreciate that because it was a long time. But I think it's best for both parties. I think Joe's going to find a good home and he's going to have fun. And I think the Cubs are going to go in a different direction. I don't have much faith in the Cubs, but I don't have to anymore. They want a ship. I can stop watching baseball.
To be honest, I think they should have kept Madden.
They probably should have, but I mean, they have no pitching. Like, you can't win games without pitching. I don't understand. It's half of baseball. I don't understand why they just ignore it and like, well, we'll score 14 runs. Like, no, you can't do that every game. Sorry.
I'm just worried about what Tony's going to call the restaurant now that Joe Madden's out.
Oh, come on, man. I think it'll be no problem there.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
You realize that Joe Madden's a legend in Chicago until he's dead, and 100 years after he's dead. Like,
Yeah,
he
but
won them.
the restaurant's in Wrigley Field.
It's in Wrigley? I
Yeah.
thought it was in Wrigleyville.
Is it? I don't remember.
All right, well, we should probably figure that out. But regardless, he's a legend forever. Like, he has
True.
He has OG legend. Like, he can do whatever he wants. He could roam the streets of Chicago naked, and no one would have a problem.
I don't think
Like,
he should do that, but Ozzie Guillen status.
Yeah.
No, it's far beyond Ozzie Guillen status.
Maybe just in my head because I'm a
Just,
Sox fan.
Well, no, I'm saying just because the Cubs are a bigger deal than the White Sox. Sorry, Johnny.
Your
Fight.
mama.
It's wow. That's getting okay. We got to get out of here. Things are getting a little too personal.
Wow.
So we will see you, Jabronis, next time, where we'll be breaking down the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Ooh,
as
big
always,
fun episode.
thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share, comment, tweet, whatever. I'm AJ First now.
I'm at It's Your Boy Gonzo.
At G Baby LaFleur.
Want to thank our guest again, Tyler. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and see you next time, Jabronis.
Peace.
Ooh.